What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the 11th installment of this meal prep series. Today, yet another tasty, cheap and simple meal you can make to help fulfill your macronutrient and calorie goals. If you're not already including lentils in your diet, then you're missing out on one of the best value protein sources available, and this is just one fantastic way to prepare them, so let's get this off. First things first, you will need some lentils. These are my favourite type. I'm not sure why I like red lentils so much, but you can just use a different colour if you would prefer to. Some low-fat coconut milk, 2 cloves of garlic, a nub of ginger, an onion, spices of your choice, and some garden peas. For anyone who doesn't like complex dishes, this is the one for you. Quick price breakdown for those interested. Lentils, we're going to be using 500 grams, which works out to £1. Coconut milk's 90p. Peas, 400 grams worth, works out to 60p. And then the combination of ginger, onion, garlic and spices works out to no more than 50p, making the total 75p per meal, or $1.05 or 85 cents in euros, which for 37 grams of protein per meal, that's not bad at all. So the first step is actually to paint your nails silver. I'm just joking, I'm behind the camera here, so I've got some help chopping the vegetables up. Firstly, the onion. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know how much I like using them in the meal preps. Chop it in half and then just dice that up nice and small like so. It doesn't need to be perfect. And then garlic is the second addition. Just peel the skin off and slice it up. And then finally the ginger. Slice the skin off and chop it up finely. Next, pop a large wok on a medium heat, add some optional cooking spray before sliding those 3 ingredients in. Onions, garlic and ginger. This trio I would always recommend keeping handy when meal prepping. They take little to no effort to prepare but improve a meal drastically thanks to the additional flavours. Give those a good mix and let them cook for 4 to 5 minutes. 4 to 5, not 45. Obviously that would be a bit too long. Now we're going to weigh out the lentils. For 4 meals, we're going to be using 500 grams of dry lentils, so at 125 grams per meal. Of course, if you prefer fewer but larger meals, you can just divide this up into 2 meals with 250 grams per meal. Just remember to double the macro figures shown in this video. Set the lentils aside as we're going to add them shortly, but first we're going to add some spices to the wok. This style of dish works well with curry powder and coriander, which is what we've got here. I'm using around 2 teaspoons of each, but it doesn't need to be too exact, just eyeballing it is fine. Mix the spices in so they are equally distributed, and it is at this stage that we can add the coconut milk. Now it isn't essential, but it does make the dish taste approximately 3.6 times better, in my opinion. So personally I wouldn't skip it, and because we've gone with the low fat version, it doesn't ruin the macro ratios and add a ton of fat. Look at that. You gotta love coconut milk. We will need to add a lot more liquid than this though. So the next step is to boil some H2O. In the kettle here we have just over 1 litre. Pop that on to boil before adding the lentils to the wok. And then once that water is finally boiling, we're going to add most of it. We'll add the rest shortly when needs be, but it's best to add less to begin with to avoid flooding the lentils. Mix everything around and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. Now this is where the lentils are going to expand and lock in all the flavours that we've combined in the dish. And it's not a complex dish by any means, only a handful of ingredients, yet, we've created something which tastes great and is perfect for gains. So here we're going to add a tad more water. The key is to add in slowly, bit by bit, as we want to make sure the lentils are cooked through, but equally we don't want lentils to be too soggy. So just pour in a little bit more water and let them continue to cook, making sure they're not also sticking to the base of the wok. Final ingredient is the petit pois, the peas. We're using frozen peas, very tasty, very cheap, 100 grams per meal, which will give us an extra 6 grams of protein, 400 grams of peas in total. Once those are weighed out, just add them straight to the dish. They don't take long to cook, another 5 minutes on medium heat, giving it all a good mix, and then everything will be ready to serve up. These meals are fundamentally 2 main staples, lentils and peas, with enough supplementary ingredients to add flavour and enhance the taste. Very, very simple. And look at the macros. 37 grams of protein, 85 grams of carbs and 7 grams of fat. Ideal. But if you do think there are too many carbs here, then I would highly recommend reassessing your overall macronutrient intakes. You should not be shying away from carbs if you want to perform well physically. In every single one of my clients' transformations, we kept carbs as high as possible, and the results speak for themselves. And if macros and calories still confuse you, then I do offer coaching and nutrition services at my website, veganphysique.co.uk. Even just investing in a meal plan will take the guesswork out of it, and you'll have something concrete to follow. Anyway, I would be very surprised if you make this meal and don't enjoy it. Everyone I've made it for has had great things to say about it, and it's even been very appealing to non-vegans as well, so a great option to introduce people to whole foods vegan eating. Thank you very much for watching, have a good one, and I'll see you soon.